For the past 7 years, I've been consistently earning about $5,800 per day in passive income from 7 different side hustles. And the truth is, literally anyone can do what I've been able to do. It's not rocket science. However, it does take quite a bit of work to set up each stream, and it can take a while for you to start generating income, but once you gain momentum, you'll make money while you sleep. In today's video, I'll walk you through 7 different side hustles that I personally run to earn over $5,800 per day in passive income. And with each of these side hustles, I'm also going to tell you how much upfront work is actually needed to start earning money with the idea, how difficult it is to actually maintain the passive income stream once you started it, and how long it took me to establish the income stream to make at least $100 a month. What's up everyone? My name is Steve Chu and I run 2 7-figure businesses over at bumblebeelinens.com selling handkerchiefs and my blog over at mywifequitherjob.com. I'm also the author of the Wall Street Journal best-selling book, The Family First Entrepreneur, which teaches you how to achieve financial freedom without sacrificing your lifestyle. Now, first off, I need you to understand that your day job is never going to make you life-changing money. If you want to achieve financial freedom and have the ability to work less and live more, you need to have some sort of side hustle earning you money while you sleep. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not doing any work to make your money, but that you aren't trading your time for money. In other words, your earnings are not limited by the number of hours in a day. All of these side hustles I'm going to discuss today have varying degrees of difficulty and will take varying lengths of time to nurture and cultivate until they start making money. Now, the first side hustle that I ever started was my online store over at bumblebeelinens.com. Now, back in 2007, my wife and I started this business so that my wife could stay at home with our newborn child. And within 1 year, we managed to make over $100,000 in profit selling handkerchiefs of all things. Pretty random, right? Well, we started this store many years ago, and today it is a 7-figure business. We now own our own warehouse with employees, and it's extremely profitable. So the first side hustle I'm going to teach you about in depth is e-commerce, or selling physical products online. Now, the beauty of selling physical products online is that you can have a computer do most of the heavy lifting for you and take orders 24/7. All you have to do is find a product to sell and understand how to drive traffic to your product listings. Now, when most of you think about selling physical products online, you're probably afraid of the idea of carrying inventory and manually fulfilling orders. But today, you can sell physical products online without ever having to touch any inventory at all. For example, dropshipping is a business model where you take orders on your online store and your supplier ships the order to the end customer. You can also sell on Amazon FBA, where you send your products to an Amazon fulfillment center and Amazon takes care of storage, shipping, and customer service. And then finally, you can use a 3PL. 3PL stands for third-party logistics, and it's basically a fulfillment center that stores and ships your products for you. By the way, if you're interested in starting your own e-commerce store, sign up for my free 6-day e-commerce mini course below. Now, as I mentioned earlier, my wife and I started our handkerchief e-commerce store and grew it to $100,000 in profit in just 1 year, and it's grown in the double and triple digits ever since. Now, you're probably wondering how much upfront work is needed to start a store and how long does it take to make money. Now, over the years, I've taught over 5,000 students in my course, and I've had students make significant money within 3 months, but realistically, you should expect to stick with it for at least 1 year. 59% of my students make at least 4 figures per month after 1 year. And 10% of these students go on to make over $50,000 per month. The beauty of this business model is that once you have your products and suppliers in place, it's actually quite straightforward to maintain and run, especially if you use Amazon FBA. Now, my next side hustle is the YouTube channel that you are currently watching. Right now, YouTube ads generates me almost $1,000 per day in ad revenue. And this money is literally 100% passive. YouTube arranges all the ads for me, and I just collect checks at the end of every month. Now, how much money is actually needed to start a YouTube channel? Well, basically, you just need your smartphone, a decent microphone, and basic editing software. In fact, that's all I started this channel with about 3.5 years ago. And since then, I've upgraded my equipment over the years. And just in case you are curious, I shoot video with a Sony A7 and use a Rode Wireless Go microphone. I edit the videos with Camtasia and Adobe Premiere. Now, the key to making passive income with YouTube is consistency. 3.5 years ago, I told myself that I was going to publish 1 video per week for at least 3 years without missing a video. And at first, I edited all my own videos myself, but once I started making a little bit of money, I hired a full-time video editor. And today, it literally takes me 30 minutes to film a video because I have a pretty efficient system in place. I basically walk into my office, put my notes on the teleprompter, flip on the camera, and start filming. And then I just throw the video overboard to my editor, and that's it. And similar to my e-commerce store, once you start making money, it's really easy to maintain once you've built up an audience. Now, the only downside to making passive income with YouTube is that it takes forever to make money. This channel didn't start making a couple $100s a month until well over 1 year. And it didn't start making 5 figures per month until after 3 years. If you're going to start a YouTube channel, make sure you commit to it for at least 3 years. My next side hustle is my blog over at mywifequitherjob.com. Now, the income from my blog can be broken down into 3 separate income streams, which I'll describe right now. First one is affiliate revenue. By writing blog posts that review my favorite software tools and products, I get a cut of every sale that I generate. For example, my blog post on Shopify versus BigCommerce generates me income anytime someone clicks on a link in the post and signs up for either Shopify or BigCommerce. Now, the tricky part about affiliate income is that you have to learn how to generate traffic to your blog posts and then learn how to rank in Google search. Similar to starting a YouTube channel, starting a blog is a major slog. I literally did not make more than a couple $100 until about the 2-year mark, and I made my first $100,000 after 3 years. But the good news is that the revenue hockey sticks quickly once you gain momentum. Today, my blog generates several $100,000s a year in affiliate revenue alone. And the key is understanding what people are searching for and putting out great content that answers their questions. Now, the second way my blog makes money is through display ads. I use a service called Mediavine to find and broker ads for my blog, and they take a 25% cut of the revenue. Basically, all I have to do is insert a special piece of code on my site, and Mediavine takes care of showing the ads on my posts. Right now, Mediavine is generating me roughly $7,500 a month in passive income. And I literally don't have to do any work except publish posts that generate traffic. Some of my posts that I wrote 10 years ago still make me money today. Now, the final way my blog makes money is by generating sales from my online courses. And right now, I teach 2 courses. The first one is called Profitable Online Store, where I teach people how to start their own e-commerce stores. And basically, this course teaches you everything that I do to make money with my store over at bumblebeelinens.com. My other course is called Profitable Audience, which teaches you how to make passive income with blogging, YouTube, and podcasting. Now, the way I run my courses is different from other courses on the internet because I treat people how I like to be treated. Both of my courses offer lifetime access for a single fee. There are no hidden upsells or recurring fees because I personally hate getting nickel and dimed, and I go above and beyond for the students in my class. You can listen to several full-length podcasts with some of my 6- and 7-figure students on my podcast, which is the perfect segue to my next side hustle, which is my podcast. The My Wife Quit Her Job podcast is a top 25 show in all of Apple Podcasts in the marketing category. In fact, last week when I checked, I was number 9, but I generally hover within the top 25. Anyway, the My Wife Quit Her Job podcast is an interview-based show where I interview successful entrepreneurs. And if you know me well enough by now, you know that I'm pretty anal. I'm super nosy and I like to ask the hard questions. And because I've run many businesses myself and always get my hands dirty with everything, I know exactly what to ask. Now, the podcast makes money from companies who sponsor the show. And once again, I am super picky with the sponsors I take on because it all reflects on my reputation. I only promote companies that I use and love. Now, overall, the podcast is probably the hardest passive income stream to grow because there's no easy way to advertise your podcast to get new listeners. With a blog and YouTube, Google does a fantastic job of promoting your content to the masses, but no such engine exists for a podcast. In fact, my podcast didn't start making money until about the 3-year mark. And come to think of it, it seems as though every business I start takes me about 3 years to make money, except for my e-commerce store, which only took 1 year. Now, the main benefit of having a podcast, and the main reason why I run it, is to meet other successful entrepreneurs. I've met so many high-profile and successful people by simply interviewing them for an hour. Now, the final side hustle that I run is my annual e-commerce conference called the Seller Summit. Now, the Seller Summit is a conference that I've run once per year for the last 8 years that specifically targets e-commerce entrepreneurs selling physical products online. Running any business is lonely, And I started this conference to build community and to satisfy my social itch to meet and hang out with other like-minded entrepreneurs. And in case you are curious, we always start the event with a mastermind by breaking into groups of 10, catering in food, and spending the entire day helping each other with our businesses. And then the main event starts, where I only invite brand owners to teach the audience practical and actionable strategies for an e-commerce business. I purposely keep the event small and intimate, and I look forward to it every year, and it makes me multiple six figures every single year. Anyway, those are my 7 main side hustles that make me over $2 million per year, working around 20 hours per week. And the beauty of all these streams is that the benefits compound over time. For example, the more videos I film on YouTube, the more money I make. The more blog posts that I write, the more traffic that I receive from Google. The more products I release in my e-commerce store, the more money I make. Now, when it comes to starting any side hustle, it's a matter of when and not if you'll make any money. And I have friends who have made passive income way faster than I have in my career. But things don't always have to happen quickly. If you pick a pace and establish a routine that you can maintain forever, it's not going to feel like work. Now that you know the 7 side hustles that I run, make sure you watch this video here to learn about the business models in much greater depth.